Can you provide the overview of your business and tell us a bit more about your role, please?
So my company is a television production company and we are part of a wider group. So I work for the main head office and we've got lots of individual companies underneath us that forms our wider group. And within that we have our payroll bureau, which looks after the head office, but also the payrolls for all of the companies that fall under that wider group. I am a payroll projects manager, so I look after the more project side of the payroll bureau. So I've got the onboarding of new payrolls. We also look after any systems implementations and all of the technical sides around that. And I also assist our other payroll manager in looking after the day-to-day running of the payroll team as well.
What payroll systems were you using prior to choosing Brain, and what were the key reasons to look for a system upgrade?
So prior to using Brain, what we were using were two systems. We were using one called PayRight, which falls under Iris, and one called PayCircle, which falls under the Access Group. Both of these offered us different benefits and had downfalls on both of them, and we wanted to move to a single system that covered everything that we needed for all of our payrolls, and Brain was the one that fit that criteria for us.
In your opinion, what makes Brain Payroll different from other payroll systems, especially when it comes to innovation and ease of use?
So we found Brain has covered a lot for us that a lot of legacy systems have done, but also what the online systems allow us to do as well. They've been really flexible in terms of helping us with development work, and it's been really good to see how we can make improvements to make sure that what we had on a legacy software around creating journals and all of that, but also the flexibility of an online portal, online system, all merging together into a simple to use system. Some of the systems we've used have been quite complex in meeting some of the needs that we've got as a business, specifically within our industry, but also Brain have got a really visible roadmap. So if you need to know what developments are coming, Brain will tell you straight away what they are, whereas some systems can be a little bit more tight-lipped on that information.
What was your overall experience with onboarding and migration process?
So our experience of the onboarding and migration process onto Brain has been positive. There's been a few hiccups along the way, but it has been overall a very positive experience. Brain has been with us step by step. We received hypercare, which really helped us make sure that everything was going well. And although we did a large portion of the migration parallels ourselves, Brain also were there to support us, talk us through it, and make sure that all of our data was accurate, asked us any questions, clarified anything that we needed, and made sure that we were successful in getting over with all of our payrolls. We had about 80 payrolls that we migrated in a very short period of time, and we only really had problems with one or two, which were very minute problems, nothing major, nothing, and everything went to plan and on time. The kind of hiccups that we came across were things like certain bits of data not quite matching up to our previous systems on things like maternity schedules, where the week numbers weren't quite matching up, but Brain helped us with sorting all of that out and making sure that the data was accurate. We had a couple of items where we had differences between Brain and the old system as to what was pensionable or NIable, and again Brain helped us walk through what the issues were, figure out what the resolution was, which system had the correct information, and make sure that everything was accurate, correct, and compliant moving forwards.
How has Brain Payroll helped to enhance the efficiency and accuracy of your payroll processes so far?
I can say that although it hasn't improved the accuracy, Brain has helped us to maintain the accuracy levels that we have always worked towards, but it has definitely helped us with efficiency around a lot of our processes. On our legacy software and on the online software that we had before, we had very long-winded processes for being able to change a person's department, create a journal and things like that, where we were using additional calculators outside of the software to create that information, and Brain has helped us really streamline those processes to the point where we're only clicking a few buttons instead of exporting something, manipulating it and then providing it to our clients.
How would you summarize the level of support you receive from our support team?
The support we received from the support team has been very high, particularly during the period of hypercare. We had regular meetings on a weekly basis with our main contacts. We've had the opportunity to message on Teams, to create tickets on the online system, and basically get access to somebody at any point that we have needed them. It's not as good once you're out of hypercare, but we've got monthly meetings now that we have got set up to have continued contact with Brain. We've still got the tickets, so we still got very good access to everybody, and we always receive a message within half an hour to say that they've received our request for help. Even if they haven't got a resolution quite then, they keep in touch, they let you know what's going on. So the level of support with Brain is far better than I've seen on any other software so far.
Are there any specific areas where we can improve to enhance your overall work experience with Brain Payroll?
So the only real area that I've got that we need Brain to help us with and improve on is around the communications. They are particularly on development work. When we've got development work in the process, there's a lot of communications that go to and from, and occasionally there's some bits that get either misinterpreted on one side or the other. So it's something that we've worked with Brain, where we've made sure that we have meetings as well as emails to make sure everybody's on the same page, everybody's understanding the same information, because the way that we do payroll is not necessarily the same way as somebody else does payroll. So we need to make sure that the same information is conveyed to everybody and understood in the same way, and that is the main issue that we've had, making sure that everybody understood everything. And if doing development work, make sure everything is checked the whole way through by everybody. Something we fell down on, something that Brain fell down on. There were a couple of points where we did development work where there were a few times we had to revisit something. That was the only point where we had problems, and it is something that, again, we've worked with Brain to make sure that that is understood and acknowledged.
What advice you would like to offer to other businesses that are thinking about switching to Brain Payroll?
The best advice I can give you for migrating and considering Brain is making sure that you've already got detailed down your whole process from start to finish, making sure you know exactly what it is, exactly what niggles you might have, particularly on your current software, but also what niggles there might be around legislation and how it uniquely might affect your individual payrolls. Always talk to Brain about those areas and make sure that you understand exactly what you want, and they make sure that you know that they understand exactly what that is as well. That communication piece is your key piece. Brain is a fantastic software. It's been one of the best ones that I have used, probably the best one that I've used, and that communication is the key to making sure that your migration is a success. Our main experience with Brain has been very positive. As I've said already, there's been some hiccups, there's been ups and downs, but at the end of the day, the support has always been there for us. And we've had some issues with communication along the way. We've worked through them, we've worked out on the other side, and the flexibility of Brain to provide that additional development work where you need it, where it might help others, where it might be bespoke to yourselves, is fundamentally different. And that is a key thing to remember when considering the Brain software. It's been a great journey for us.